bit of a misunderstanding about the true self, the authentic self. What is authenticity really? Because I think people get it confused. I'm going to share with you my version of who your authentic self is, and I wonder if you'll agree with me. I'm going to keep it simple. This is a heart representing what? Love. We are all love at the essence, and that is our authenticity. That is our true self. What happens is when we're born, we are this beautiful, radiant love and light, and then immediately we begin the conditioning process. And what this is like a computer getting programmed with all of these layers of beliefs, of values, of ideas, of thought processes, of identity, of who people want you to be. This could be family's opinions, life experiences, hurts and pains, other personalized things like racism, sexism, and all the things that actually divide people and take them out of love. So over time, we get these layer upon layer upon layer upon layer, as if we're making a beautiful pastry. But we don't want to be a pastry, we want to be love, because when we are at our true authentic self, we are literally oozing out our light. We look bright, we look happy, we look joyful, we feel good in those high vibrations. And when we get covered by all of these layers of societal conditioning, parenting discipline, names that you're called at school, things that your teacher said, and all of these collective thoughts become our beliefs, which then turn into our life, because our beliefs create our reality, believe it or not. Everything we believe at a deep core subconscious level will prove itself to be true in our physical reality. That's just the law of physics. And we can do something about it, because when you become aware of what is not love, you can let it go. Now, sometimes that is easy, and sometimes it takes a little bit more deeper energetic psychology to shift that stuff, so to speak. Now, what happens is when we are in the love space, we react from love. We basically have this unconscious thought process that says, what would love do? What would someone who loved themselves do? What would someone who was loving and accepting of others do? Except that's not how we behave, because we tend to react from these hurts and pains and memories, and that's when we lose our trust. We don't feel safe. We have these hang-ups about certain topics. Maybe you've got labels in your life like all men are cheaters, or money is evil, or I'm always tired, or I have to be busy to be productive, to be seen, to be contributing to life, and whatever stories you're telling yourself, they all come from those layers, not from the heart. So step by step, we can start disassembling the ego, which is basically removing those layers, which is our human conditioning, because our human conditioning is what the ego is. Ego equals human. And we can go into more of a higher self rather than being stuck in our human self by being aware of our habitual self. The habitual self are these learned programs. We become aware of it with our human mind, and then we can release and reprogram and clean up our human computer and start fresh, a blank slate, by becoming the love that we already are. So when people say they are becoming something or trying to be something, really it's kind of the wrong language, because it's actually more of a reveal. Let your true self come out to play, so you can jump out there and be the love that you are, and in turn change the world to make it a little bit better, because that was what we need right now, right? A bit more love. So that is my quick lesson on how to understand your true self. Your true self is this shining heart of love, but most people have covered it up with emotions that have hurt in the past, memories they've created into stories that become their reality, and a reality that they're not happy in. So if you want to be happy, start disassembling the ego by removing those layers and come home to the truth, to the love that you are. And that is my message for you today. Let me know in the comments if this resonated with you, or what challenged you the most, and where to start. We can get onto that in the next video. So check that one out here.